Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
I'm part of the Kliq, isn't everybody?
Yes! 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 I got an idea, yeah. Beat up John Cena!
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Too sweet! Here goes the mother! This is where the power lies!
I am the man.
We need if you can survive!
It's showtime, folks!
The following episode is scheduled for one fall, and it is for your listening pleasure. This is In The Kliq.
What's up, everybody? Baby Hugh here, and sitting right next to me is my brother, Tommy. How's it going, Tommy?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
And joining us once again is our good brother from Pro Wrestling 101 on Instagram. It's Richard. How's it going, man?
You guys, what an honor it must be for you to have me on this podcast.
Absolutely. To see your face every single week virtually. Like, I want to do video.
Why do you not look at me when you do the what's up, everybody? You just look off to the side like I'm making faces or I'm going to interrupt you.
It's a habit.
I stay in the zone. I'm in the zone.
You have tunnel vision.
Yeah, I just want to get through my intro nice and clear and clean.
I find it very disrespectful.
We want me to stare like this, like,
Yeah, look into my eyes as I look into yours.
We should get the video.
No one wants to see our faces. Come on.
You got some ugly mugs.
Oh, man.
We're mean muggers.
I've been told a face for radio. Hey-o. But no, thanks again, Kliqsters, for joining us on a very special episode of In The Kliq. This is going to be our Royal Rumble 2021 review. Also, we're going to recap all of our favorite highlights from the show. And exciting times, man. But just once again, a reminder, please subscribe to us on all of the major podcast platforms. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, YouTube, Stitcher, whatever podcast platform you listen to, we're most likely there. And if we're not, email me inthekliq@gmail.com and we'll get that taken care of. And follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and buy the merch over at Teespring. Get yourself an In The Kliq shirt or a hoodie, whatever you want. We got a bunch of options there. So click the link in our bios on social media.
There's not a T in my name, but you can put a T on your back today if you go to teespring.com and pick up an In The Kliq t-shirt, buddy.
There you go, Richard, the true salesman that he is. So thank you.
Solid advertising.
Oh, man. But yes, the Royal Rumble has come and gone now. What a big weekend it was. It was interesting. I was thinking about this beforehand that we have come full circle now as far as the pandemic era in pro wrestling. Royal Rumble was the last of the big four to have yet be experienced in the Thunderdome, I guess you can say, or, in the pandemic era, because last year's Royal Rumble was like the last really big event WWE had. And then a couple months later, the whole world shut down and everything else was either at the Performance Center or the Thunderdome. And, WrestleMania was the first show in the Performance Center, and then SummerSlam, Thunderdome, Survivor Series, Thunderdome. So I was kind of like hoping maybe SummerSlam. There was rumors that Royal Rumble might be the first show with fans in attendance. Obviously did not play out that way. So yeah, they went ahead with the Royal Rumble inside the Thunderdome, where everything else is being held in Tampa Bay, home of the Devil Rays. So, but no, fun stuff, man. Royal Rumble, I think for a lot of people, Richard, I know, particularly for you, it's like your favorite event of the year.
It's my WrestleMania.
Really? There's a lot of people who just love this event, the stipulation involved, and now you get the men's and women's. There's just so much excitement.
It's even better when you have a Rumble like we got last night with the Rumble matches, and like going into it, like I was really happy that you didn't like send me a text and ask me to do predictions, because it's like I got no clue for the Rumble.
I thought about that.
like I'm going through it in my head, and I'm like, Carmella's been on a tear. Charlotte's doing stuff. I could see Lacey screwing Charlotte in the end and winning it.
Mm-hmm.
I could see so many people. And then the same thing with the men's. It was just like, no, like sometimes you go into the Royal Rumble and you can tell someone's got momentum.
Yeah.
And with this one, it was like an even playing field. And it was just like, oh God, like, no.
Yeah. Well, you brought up a good point. Was like last year, I think a lot of people were favoring Drew McIntyre, or he seemed like the big favorite. And in that situation, do you like, will WWE actually go with the fan favorite? And they did. They actually pulled the trigger and let him win. He's been on a tear ever since as an amazing WWE champion, 2-time reign. And you know, it's kind of nice where WWE listens to the fans in that situation. And in a situation where it's so obvious, but yet they still do it and it still feels right, that's great. Even what was a couple years ago when Shinsuke Nakamura won, that was a big surprise, but everyone was happy about it. Seth Rollins, I think, was another example of someone who seemed really favorite to win, and when he won, it was like, yeah, that made sense. He seemed like the favorite, had a lot of momentum going. But this Royal Rumble, there was a lot of different possibilities. I think going into it, you know, a couple months ago, a lot of people were assuming Big E was going to be the big winner because he was rumored to get a big push. And then the narrative the last month with Daniel Bryan really saying he's never won a Royal Rumble and he might not have an opportunity again. So it's like, that's like the one last achievement he needs to accomplish on his bucket list of items in WWE. But then even like the last week, that promo that Edge cut last week and just says he's going to enter the Royal Rumble and he wants back the title that he never lost from 10 years ago. So I'm like, oh my God, what a great long form story that WWE just naturally fell into right there of like 10 years in the making. So I'm like, oh my God, there's all these different scenarios that could play out. But that's what's great, that element of surprise. You don't know what's going to happen. So, I mean, I'm with you, Richard. Just, I guess I'll ask you just your overall takeaways from the show. Just your, you've had like, we're here, we are recording on a Monday, so kind of had like a one night to sleep on it. Just overall, a couple sentences, your thoughts on the overall Royal Rumble.
I thought, in terms of, because, you know, there's a little bit of concern with the whole COVID stuff. So like, are we only going to get 4 or 6 people in the ring at the same time? But like, they allowed me to suspend my disbelief and just like get lost in the pay-per-view. It was really, really well done.
Yeah, I'm with you. There was, like I said, a lot of surprises going to this. Nothing really stood out like, oh, this is going to be a clear winner. So there was a lot of different ways they could have gone. And I was excited for it. Just that element of surprise. I missed that.
Even the regular matches were like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Outside of the, because it was a really good show.
Yeah. Tom, how about yourself? Just any kind of quick thoughts about Royal Rumble overall?
Just the production value of it, quality matches all around, you know?
Yeah, I give them credit. You know, they did Inside the Thunderdome once again. I was kind of hoping they might change the setup a little bit, but I get it. It's kind of tough to change it 24 hours after SmackDown, get it ready for something different, and then change it back around for Monday Night Raw since it's all in the same spot. So they just kept it as is. But I kind of wish maybe they changed the decor just a little bit. But, you know, just a minor detail, like who really cares? But, yeah, man, I'm with you. It was just a lot of fun. It went by pretty fast, and one of the longer pay-per-views that we've seen in recent memory.
I like that one camera angle when they come down. Just the production value.
The AK camera.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a new thing they've been doing where the wrestlers come down the ramp, the entrance ramp.
That was the first time because I remember you had brought that up, and I didn't notice it. And this was my first time getting to watch a pay-per-view on my big screen out in the living room in quite a while. So
nice. Okay.
It was just like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. So it's like change the depth perception. It's almost looks like a video game when they're walking down and the background around them is a little bit blurrier, but it really makes them stand out when they're coming down to the ring. So
everyone's getting Mandy Rose's old entrance. That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like everyone gets this now. Make you all look like $1 million.
God damn it. It's so good.
Yes. That's good S right there.
Get on that, Kevin Dunn.
So I love it. So, you know, with this weekend, it's the official start of WrestleMania season. It's the road to WrestleMania, as they like to say, starts this weekend. So a lot of stuff to get into. So let's go ahead and just jump into the first match, which actually I was kind of surprised it got bumped to the kickoff show. It was the women's tag title match between Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler taking on the current champions at the time, Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Richard, did you have a chance to watch this match?
Danny, you know my feelings about pre-shows.
No.
However, it was the Royal Rumble, so yes, I did watch it.
Okay, good. All right.
I didn't watch. I missed it.
So what happened was on Sunday, I watched the 92 Rumble and the 2001 Rumble back to back. And luckily I got done right before this match started. So I was all amped up after seeing two classic Rumble pay-per-views and turned on the actual main show here. But yeah, no, this match, it was solid as far as all four competitors. I thought Charlotte Flair was booked super strong as far as I felt I was kind of bummed that Asuka was kind of taken out like halfway through and we didn't really see her for the rest of the match.
I have a sinking suspicion that she's got a low key injury.
Really?
They haven't had her on Raw or wrestled that often. Yeah. And like what she has been doing has been with Alexa Bliss, and that's pretty basic because Alexa's just dodging everything.
Yeah.
She's not taking any bumps.
I mean, if that case, yeah, I would like to maybe believe that's the case.
You would like for her to have a concussion?
No, but I mean, versus just bad like booking and don't know what to do with her. So
no. I think it looks to me like they're trying to get her to WrestleMania for whatever comes there and just try to ease her into it.
Yeah, so Charlotte Flair, the big story of the night was just how, like I said, strong they booked her as far as, let's just jump to the finish. So she's has the figure 8 on, and Lacey Evans comes out. Ric Flair's music hits. Lacey Evans comes out, and Ric Flair comes out and is just distracting her. Lacey Evans come out from behind, gets like the knuckles, what do you call them?
The brass knuckles?
Brass knuckles or some form of that. Yeah. Hit Charlotte Flair in the face. She falls. Nia Jax then hits the leg drop and gets the pin. So it took the woman's right with some brass knuckles, and Nia Jax's big leg drop to take out Charlotte Flair to drop the titles. And Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler are back being champions after just 5-6 week or a little over a month away from having the titles here. So
I felt like that was the best I had seen of Shayna and Nia working as a tag team.
Yeah, it's been it's really been interesting seeing the two of them work together and just the chemistry as far as they don't like each other, but they know together they're just badass team, so they can get along just for that. And so hopefully we'll get more of that moving forward after this match. But I'm not shocked by the outcome as far as the story they've been telling the last few weeks, as far as Lacey Evans getting under Charlotte's skin, using her dad in the fold. So the fact that she got involved and cost her the tag titles, I wasn't surprised and shocked by this ending, and we'll kind of see a little bit more of that later on the pay-per-view. I just want to ask you this. I just hope moving forward they use those women's tag titles on all brands more. They've really been just stuck on Raw for months now. I hope they go back, do some more stuff on SmackDown. I know Asuka and Charlotte had that great match. Was it Christmas or New Year's Day over on SmackDown? It was like the triple threat match with Bayley, Bianca Belair. It was a while ago, but that was
your memory for TV matches. I don't know.
Well, then also think about it. They got the Women's Dusty Cup going on NXT, and I think they said on NXT this week that the winner will be crowned at TakeOver in a couple weeks. So I hope maybe the winner gets a tag title shot as well. And that way you get the tag titles, some more presentation over at NXT as well. And then maybe get some of the main roster talent to appear back on NXT again. So that's what I'm hoping for. But we'll talk more about all these competitors later on in the night. So solid kickoff show here. All right, jumping to the main show. Kind of a shocker, but it started off with the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre taking on Goldberg. And bell to bell, it was only
I told you.
Told me what?
I told you they were going to have a match. God, you kept saying for weeks, I'm just really concerned that Drew's going to look weak if Goldberg beats him real quick.
Dude, it wasn't me. Everyone else was saying
And
that
you
too.
fell into it.
Yes, and I rightfully
You know who
so.
wasn't? You know who wasn't? Me and Tommy. That's who.
I love Drew McIntyre. I want him to stay WWE champion. I know Goldberg and his political backstage ways will like to always get the title when he comes back, and that was the narrative they're telling this match. But no, this match played out. Like I said, this one I was super worried about going into it. But it played out perfectly, and I think it had the best outcome that we could all hope for from a booking standpoint.
Drew got a good match out of Goldberg.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I mean, right off the bat, before the bell even rang, he speared him, and then they just brawled it out outside. That was very entertaining.
Now, I love that aspect where they go outside, they're brawling out there, and so the match is a little bit extended that way as far as TV time. And for Goldberg, when you kind of brawl on the outside, it kind of covers up what he can't not necessarily do in the ring anymore.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that aspect. But the spear through the barricade,
that was
great.
That was good.
I dug him wearing the shorts too. I thought that
Brock
was cool.
Lesnar-esque.
Oh, by the way, so that was interesting when he was coming out from the locker room. So Tommy, was that look like center field or the Rays play on the baseball?
At Tropicana Field?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And then they walk up into the gorilla position right there.
I think so.
So it was kind of cool to see a little bit more behind the scenes setup of the Thunderdome.
I didn't really pay attention to that, but I am assuming, yeah.
But then once the match actually started, it was only 2.5 minutes, bell to bell.
Yeah.
But it was a battle of the finishers. I mean, Goldberg had a couple spears, even landed a jackknife, which I was kind of worried he was going to.
He botched it. It looked ugly.
But he got him up there for pretty straight.
He kind of just slipped a bit, It didn't look good.
But he landed it.
Fine.
And
I thought it was fine.
Hey, but then Drew McIntyre kicked out of it, so I was like, good. He's been booked strong. Even though, in some other matches, Drew McIntyre's been kicking out at one, I think, to really show how strong he is as the champion. So, back and forth, and then Drew laid that amazing Claymore in Goldberg's face. And
got the pinfall.
Got the victory there, retained the championship. Yeah. So, the match played out, I think, okay, if Goldberg's under contract for 2 more years and he's required 2 matches a year, all right, check it off Royal Rumble as one of them. And this is a perfect match to use him. And it gives Drew McIntyre more credence to his reign as WWE champion. It's another icon that he's beat. Add to his resume of people he's defeated as WWE champion. Fine. I'm all for this scenario. It worked out fine. Goldberg, all right, we'll see you later. I'm guessing he'll probably make an appearance at WrestleMania, and then boom, we won't have to see him the rest of the year again. So
yeah.
You know who I'm happy to see Goldberg because we're not going to get to see him that. When his contract's over, he's not going to wrestle that much more. Or if at all, he might just be done after that.
Completely. Yeah, I think so.
So I'm going to take it while it is, but I would like to see Goldberg and AJ because AJ can have a good match with everybody.
That's true.
If he can give a good match to Dean Ambrose, he can give a good match to Goldberg. Worst WWE champion ever.
Ambrose, wow. Tell us how you really feel, Richard.
Who's worse? Who's worse?
Jinder Mahal?
Sergeant Slaughter.
Jinder Mahal was a better champion than Dean Ambrose.
Sergeant Slaughter?
Let us know in the Kliq@gmail.com. Worst WWE champion of all time.
Send your hate tweets to @BabyHuey. That's my Twitter account.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. But no, good opening match here. Good way of using Goldberg and just, getting a big victory for Drew McIntyre. Next up, we saw the women's championship match for the SmackDown title. Sasha Banks taking on Carmella along with Reginald outside here. Solid match. It kind of went by pretty fast and ended a little abruptly, I thought. And to be honest, I thought their TLC match was better, but another strong performance from Carmella.
I agree. I also, Carmella had a great tope suicide at one point through the bottom and middle rope. That was like, I was a little worried at first with the landing, but like the way she nailed it was just like, oh, that was good and violent.
But I was worried the way she landed. I was she at least jumped right back up. But when she landed, I was like, I was a little scared for her. I was like, hope she's okay. Because like her kind of landed hard on her face. So
yeah, she was fine. She got up immediately, I think, to show that I'm fine.
Yeah. So, like I said, I thought their TLC match last month was a lot better, but this one was good. And Carmella, to her credit, and Richard, I think you brought this up in the past. Since her return, she has really improved in the ring. And to her credit, whenever she's in a match with some of the, the well-known performers in the women's division, she steps up her game as well and really delivers amazing matches against those opponents. So this was just another example. Sasha Banks is one of the greats right now, and Carmella really stepped up to compete against her.
And Sasha's the same way. Like when she knows that she's in the spotlight, she's like a crazy good performer. But like when she's unmotivated, she's pretty damn boring and makes a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. So this match here, had a lot of great back and forth. Like I said, it was kind of a quick, like all of a sudden out of nowhere, Sasha busted out the bank statement and Carmella just immediately tapped. So that was kind of sudden. So kind of a little rushed at the end, but overall it was fine. Reginald, did his thing, trying to get involved, but, good solid match here. And now, looks like Sasha Banks is going to have, someone else to worry about, which we'll get into in a second. But no, like I said, fine match here. And I'm just kind of curious, where's Carmella go after this, though? It's going to be kind of interesting. Part of me is kind of wish when she came back as this new gimmick, she had a couple maybe other matches before jumping into the title scene. So
you can say the same thing for Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's true for a lot of people over the years. So, but no, for Carmella, great. I think couple matches with Sasha Banks, and she really.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say she's going to start tagging with Bayley. Because outside of Sasha, I know that Carmella is Bayley's other like best friend, and they're both kind of in limbo at the moment. And typically, when people are in limbo, they put them in a tag team.
Or, we're recording this before this week's episode of SmackDown. Maybe some other NXT call-ups can show up on SmackDown, and Carmella can deal with them. So, this is why we Wait, is that?
Wow.
Sorry.
Butchered it.
Please.
Yeah, you're drunk.
A little bit. So,
we get the gifs of it.
Next up was the women's Royal Rumble match here. And listen, if you saw the match, you know who came out and stuff. So we'll kind of power through all the entrants here and some of the highlights here. So number one was Bayley. Number two was returning Naomi. Good to see Naomi back on TV.
She looked terrific.
Yeah, looked awesome. And then I just jumping ahead, I love that spot where she landed on her back and crawl back in. We'll touch more on that towards the end. Number three was Bianca Belair entering at the Lucky 3 spot, the Ric Flair spot, which I think a lot of people like to call that. Woo! Next up was Billie Kay at number 4. And
she stole the show.
She really stole the entire night.
Exactly.
Like she was the queen of like the first third of this Rumble match. I love how
got eliminated at the number 14 spot.
Yeah, so I was like really surprised. Good for her. She just didn't enter right away. She went around the ring. She sat down in those empty chairs. She had a resume and headshot.
She took her time.
And I love, so like when Shotzi came out, number 5, Shayna, Toni Storm,
Jillian Hall.
So every one of those people, she would keep running over and show her headshot and be like, hey, let's be tag partners. Let's go in together and work together.
Shotzi with the tank.
Well, when Jillian came out, though, go back and look at it, because the look on Billie Kay's face is like, oh, that's it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Well, so
the
Shotzi,
great
when she
white buffalo.
Shotzi, when she comes out, she shoots the cannon and just skids over Billie Kay's head.
she's like, oh my god.
And then Shayna Baszler comes out and she just punches through the headshot photo.
Yeah, her resume.
Toni Storm comes out, which I was really surprised. The NXT Women's Division had a big presence in this Rumble.
They did,
which I'm happy for, just because it shows how strong they have a division over there. So yeah, when Jillian Hall came out, they're like, oh my god, and Jillian was all for it, and they tagged and went inside together. Ruby Riott came in at number 9. Victoria came in at number 10. I was so happy to see Victoria just because this is the fourth Women's Royal Rumble match they've had all time. And the first three, they've had various like Hall of Famers and legends come in. Victoria was never present. And a lot of people were questioning, where is she? She is arguably one of the best all-time athletes for the women's division. And she really carried that women's division during the whole like Divas era. I think she was really ahead of her time.
She was, but she also quit.
Yeah. And with the TNA and yeah. So do you think there was a little bad blood there? Maybe they're like, oh, she's more.
No,
of a
I know that she's wanted to come back, but it's like, like she wants to come back on her time, and that's not how they work.
Yeah. Well,
so
I know like last year she said she didn't get the call again, and she was a little bummed about that. But so I'm glad to see her come here now, make an appearance at this Rumble. I thought she looked great in the match. She Peyton Royce came in at number 11. Peyton Royce tried to do her own was at Widow's Peak, and then Victoria did one to show how it's properly done. I thought that was kind of cool. Even at one point, Peyton Royce and Billy Kay were about to do the iconic pose, but Ruby Riott looked over and Billy Kay stopped. Be like, no, I'm with you. You and I, we're the alliance now.
Yeah.
Kind of an awkward moment for Billy Kay. Number 12, Santana Garrett showed up. That was awesome.
Awesome surprise. I've been wondering why she hasn't been featured on NXT, and I kind of think that she might be getting the Mandy Rose treatment where they're just going to put her on the main roster.
Yeah, no, I think the reports where she was supposed to get like called up, but I think she's been kind of like in this limbo, I guess, waiting to find the right moment to use her. Even like Vanessa Bourne, where's she been? That's another example of someone who I think was supposed to be called up and haven't done anything.
Well, I never quite believed that rumor. Number one, because a dirt sheet said it, and number two, like if you've seen Vanessa Bourne's work, like she's not the most put together in-ring competitor.
I know, that's why I was shocked when those reports came out of Vanessa Bourne. I was like, really? Like I think she's still kind of green and needs more time in NXT.
That report just made me feel like if I believed it, they're setting her up for failure.
Yeah, exactly. But Santana Garrett came in, strong performance for herself in this match. So Liv Morgan came in with her Christina Aguilera inspired outfit from is it the Dirty?
Oh, yeah. Is that what that was?
I thought it was bell bottoms. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was Sherry Moon Zombie.
No, no.
Sure?
I can see that. No, it's Christina Aguilera. Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Right? That one video.
But question, if
I don't know what you're talking about.
If Santana Garrett wants to if she's going to go to the main roster, would you rather see her on SmackDown or Raw?
SmackDown.
I was thinking SmackDown. Yeah,
she's a pure baby face, and like even though Sasha Banks is a fan favorite, I wouldn't say she's a baby face.
Right.
Yeah, Sasha Banks still cuts like heelish promos.
Yeah, she's a
laughing
tweener
at everyone.
Yeah. So I mean, Santana Garrett over in SmackDown. I mean, I just think SmackDown overall has just more of their storylines in place.
Right.
It could be a better situation.
Right.
Let's see. So number 14 was Rhea Ripley. Good to see her. It's been like almost a month since we've seen her since the New Year's Evil show at NXT where she lost to Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah.
She came in and she actually ended up with the most eliminations for the night, 7.
Yeah, she was a wreck house.
Yeah, I thought she was going to clean house a little bit earlier, but she saved it more towards the end, which made for a great finish. Number 15 was Charlotte Flair. So I like Charlotte Flair. She changed outfits from the kickoff show to this show, or from the Rumble match. So looking cool. Dana Brooke came out, number 16, Tori Wilson. And this was Tori's, was this her second time in a Rumble?
She's in the first one.
Yeah. So she looks amazing still.
Oh my God.
I know. Yeah. God, awesome. Number 18 was Lacey Evans, and she came out with the purple robe, pissing off Charlotte, the feathers flying everywhere. I love that.
That was great.
And it started like flowing into the ring, all these feathers. It was like, what the hell's going on here? But Charlotte rolled out under the ropes and started beating the crap out of Lacey Evans. And so that's probably going to obviously continue for the next couple weeks. Let's see. Mickie James, big return from Mickie James at number 19. Love the outfit too, like that red.
The outfit was cool. I loved her getting in Charlotte's face and saying, like, it's about time.
Yeah. So, and the Mickie James, like, it's weird. Like here on Wikipedia, they have her listed as a Raw superstar, but like the commentators still treat her more like a legend. And I was like, I think she's still an active participant.
Is.
Yeah.
But she's a living legend. Like Larry Zbyszko.
The Hedges, right? What's the Hedges?
Yeah, but Bruno Sammartino, yeah.
Sorry.
Worst Hall of Fame speech ever.
I'm sorry, dude. I sat through that. Wait, were you there, Tom?
I wasn't there.
I sat
Oh,
through
was
that.
you
oh
and
my
Jimbo.
God.
Oh my God.
Who?
So
Yeah, exactly.
So, oh my God. And then number 20 was Nikki Cross. Hey, you get to see Nikki Cross back. We haven't seen her as well. Like ever since Alexa Bliss has kind of been going off this weird Fiend tangent, Nikki Cross has kind of been gone.
I know. I feel bad.
Yeah, so she's back.
It was
Hopefully,
good to see her back.
number
And
20
her front.
Yeah.
Yes. Number 21 was Alicia Fox. And she was, dude, she looked great here. Just her kicks to the face. To other people.
Yeah, she's very beautiful. She's in very good shape, but she's not in wrestler shape anymore. She looks like a model. She looks great.
And she's looking, she got some tats up.
She's got a lot of tats now.
I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
a little bit different. So with Alicia,
Her spot was very fun.
so Alicia Fox, when she came in, R-Truth and the whole 24/7 title scene comes running through the Rumble match, and Alicia Fox rolls up. R-Truth becomes 24/7 champion in the match. Cool. And then R-Truth, the rest of them all rolled out. And then Alicia Fox got eliminated by Mandy Rose. And then when she was on the outside, R-Truth rolled her up and got back to 24/7 championship. So a little bit of a speed bump in the match flow, but a little offbeat entertainment. Cool. That's fine.
Yeah, a little tomfoolery there.
Yeah. Number 22 was Mandy Rose, as I said. 23. Oh, yeah. Mandy Rose looked great, as always. 23 was Dakota Kai. So another NXT person showed up. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And she looked good as well. And 24, Carmella. So just coming off her loss right beforehand. So she's trying to get back, get a win here, get another title shot. 25 was Tamina, which was interesting. So when she goes in the ring, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and it's like Nia Jax has like to choose, like, does she go with her current tag partner, Shayna Baszler, or family in Tamina? And Nia Jax ended up, beating up Tamina and going back and forth. And so that was kind of an interesting play out there. Lana, number 26. Alexa Bliss at 27. So she comes to the ring. She's got her whole little outfit on. She's skipping to the ring. She comes in and everyone starts jumping on her and just starts ganging up on her, beating the crap out of her. She stands up and she starts looks like she's starting to transform into her alter ego that we saw that she took on Asuka recently. But Rhea Ripley came, we have no time for this, and threw her out. I was wondering how they're going to do that. Were they going to do an edit, even though this is live TV? But no, she didn't have time to actually transform into the all black outfit with the black lipstick and all that. So Rhea Ripley threw her out before she had time to change.
I liked how Rhea Ripley did it too, because everyone else was looking scared, and she's like, F this, and she just launches her over the top.
Exactly. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, Ember Moon, number 28. God, she's just so good in the ring.
Another NXT representative.
With the eclipse that she did, so smooth. And then Nia Jax came in at number 29. Oh, excuse me, I jumped ahead. So that's when Nia Jax came in, had the showdown with Tamina and Shayna Baszler. And then number 30 was Natty, who won a match against Tamina the night before on WWE Backstage to get the 30 spot. But before she could come in, she got attacked with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And I thought, are they going to beat up someone and someone else is going to get a last-minute replacement in there? Could it be Becky Lynch was kind of trolling on social media earlier in the day and stuff. And I was like, could it be a surprise here? But nah, it wasn't. So that's all the entrance for the actual Rumble here. And so, as I said, Rhea Ripley goes on a tear, starts eliminating a lot of people. I like when Naomi fell outside and she landed on her back, kept the feet up, and she kind of scooted back to the ring, and then used Bianca Belair's hair to pull herself back in, and then used her legs to get under the rope and then pull herself up. So I thought that was a cool spot here. And then I'm trying to think anything else that really stood out. I mean, God, let's see. When we get down to the final four was Natty, Bianca Belair, Charlotte, and Rhea Ripley. And, Natty gets eliminated, and they're down to the final three. And at this point, Richard, I don't know about you, I was like, oh, man, is Charlotte going to win here? Because before the match, they said Charlotte was trying to join, Austin, Hogan, and Michaels, the only back-to-back winners. I was like, oh, is Charlotte going to be a back-to-back winner? She looked really strong in this Rumble match as well. And Bianca and Rhea teamed up on her, being a crap out of her. I like how she started hulking up a little bit. And so then it took Bianca and Rhea to work together to eventually eliminate Charlotte Flair here. She goes flying out. And then Bianca and Rhea almost fall out the ring. And I was worried that Charlotte was going to try to pull both of them out. But it wasn't the case. Rhea and Bianca said, relax, let's roll back in together. And then they roll back in, and then we got a match within a match. And I love the spot. They both jump and grab each other's hair and flip and land on the ground. But, dude, Richard, just kind of your thoughts on this last couple minutes between just Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair here.
Well, the last three was Rhea Ripley,
Charlotte,
Bianca Belair, and there was another one that
and Natty.
Was it?
Natty.
No, it was Charlotte. Charlotte stayed in longer than Natty, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that was very interesting because I'm extremely high on those three. So it was just like, oh my God, one of these ones. And then I started texting my buddy William and being like, wait, did Lacey get eliminated? And I'm just like, someone's going to like run in and like screw this up for me. And it was just kind of like, oh my God, Bianca Belair did it.
Yeah. One little thing, a little bit of a botch was earlier in the night when Bianca Belair eliminated Bayley. The cameras missed it. So a lot of people were a little upset. It's like, oh, you missed this big story beat because they had
cares?
this
Stop complaining.
Great rivalry on SmackDown. And I was kind of hoping Bayley would get eliminated closer to the end. That way, there's less people in the ring and really can like show. You can have a clearer like camera shot and clear, it's not so crowded in the ring. And when she does get eliminated, it's a much bigger moment and impact. But anyway, Bayley, she got eliminated pretty earlier than I thought she was going to be. But no, Bianca Belair and Rhea go back and forth in the drama, like these tiptoeing, was it called skidding the cat, where their feet
skimming the cat
where their like feet are grazing the floor. A lot of like false like eliminations, leaning out. But Bianca eliminates Rhea Ripley and wins the Women's Royal Rumble match. What a moment. She looks so happy with joy and excitement. Kayla Braxton comes in and interviews her, and just what a babyface promo or post-match interview. So happy for her mom and dad, and she says she's going to put the EST in WrestleMania. So, yeah, man, Bianca Belair, her and Ric Flair, winners at the number 3 spot. Woo! So, I'm super happy for Bianca Belair, and my guess is probably going to be against Sasha Banks at WrestleMania this year. So, your thoughts on Bianca Belair be one of the stars of WrestleMania this year?
Two big thumbs up.
Yeah, so very good stuff here. Great Rumble match. I enjoyed the booking here. All right, next up was the last man standing match for the WWE Universal Championship between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Last man standing matches can be kind of boring sometimes because, there's a lot of like quick beating up and then everyone stops because the refs got to start counting. And then you got to start the momentum up again. And then it stops again. Stop and go. But this match, Richard, this one was a barn burner of just great brawling in and out of the ring all over the Thunderdome. So I thought this match overall was really good. How about you?
Over-delivered.
Yeah.
It was, in terms of singles matches, these two have stolen the last two pay-per-views.
Yeah, I was going to say, so TLC, they had the great TLC match, and then the following week on Christmas Day, they had the steel cage match on SmackDown, and then this third match between the three of them. But, in the ring, it was a little slow at first, trying to feel each other out and get the momentum going. But once they went outside the ring and went through like the Thunderdome screens. That was great. And then when they went backstage, Richard, your text was hilarious. So Kevin is walking backstage, and we see like that secondary ring, and all of a sudden Roman Reigns comes out of nowhere with the golf cart and smashes into Kevin Owens, hits him.
He killed him.
But you said, hi, I'm Roman Reigns. Welcome to Jackass.
Yeah.
That was a great text from you.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good
awesome.
That's a good one.
Well, see, a lot of people were saying, oh, Matt Hardy did that to Sammy Guevara on AEW a few months ago or last year. But didn't Kane do that at WrestleMania 17?
Raven did that to
Raven,
Tommy,
yes.
Tommy Dreamer
Yes.
at a football field in like 1996.
Yeah. So
Furthermore, Eddie Gilbert ran over Jerry the King Lawler with a car.
Yes. Yes. One of my all-time favorite
Sammy
angles.
Guevara didn't create anything.
Kenny Omega ran. Oh no,
Whatever.
Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega both ran him over. So
Yeah.
It's okay. AEW fans don't know wrestling history anyway.
Thank you.
Bunch of marks.
So when it got the not the ladder, the what do you call it? The thing that lifts up the forklift.
Oh, the forklift?
The forklift.
I was like,
Yeah. The
I'm
hydraulics.
certified. He was a good forklift operator.
You are?
No, he is.
No. Who? Roman Reigns? Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens. I'm certified.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
so he got to the top of this thing, and at first I thought he was going to squash him, like was it Mick
Very.
Foley and The Rock?
Yeah.
But no,
Halftime heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and try to pin him. Yeah.
but instead he raises it and does the swanton off it.
That was good.
That was an awesome spot right there. I was like, oh my God. And then
I love the lighting and the view from backstage like that, where you could just see the empty stages, but the lights on up above looked really cool.
yeah. Well, it's just really cool seeing the whole backstage area with the ring and all that stuff. And then they get to like the top of the entrance ramp, and they spear through the LED screen, very similar to like Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. And I was kind of hoping more sparks were going to go psh, 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 like exploding everywhere, but no.
God, what is wrong with you?
But then the ref is counting, and I love that Kevin Owens just rolled over and just stood right up. It was like, boom. But one little pet peeve, and Tommy and I were talking about this.
Oh, yeah. We
so-
had our little discussion here.
So Roman, when they were backstage and Kevin was beating the crap out of him, and he was trying to stand up, beat the 10 count. And Richard, you were texting this too. He stood up. Roman stood up, but quick, like literally half a second, maybe he was like on his feet before he stumbled right back down. The ref, he stood for that half a second. The ref stopped counting, and I guess technically it reset it, but he fell back down. Now, in boxing...
Yeah, and compared to boxing, I look at it this way. Since I've been watching boxing for over 30-plus years, when a fighter goes down, gets knocked down, and the referee gives him the mandatory 8 count, and if let's say he gets up at the count of 9, barely, and drops back down... when the referee tries to gets to the count of 10 or whatever, if he gets back down, the referee can wave it off and rule it a TKO.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, he did not stand up like perfectly on his feet and look ready to go. He fell right back down. So if this was boxing, it would have been not counted as a stand back up. He would have just...
the ref could have waved it off as a
knockout.
TKO. Yeah.
So, Richard, even you were texting. It's like, I think Kevin Owens should have won right there.
Yeah, right.
Kevin Owens is the champion.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly. So when I saw that, I was like, if this was boxing, man, that was not perfectly stood up.
The fight would have been over.
Yeah, he didn't meet the 10 count. So little pet peeve, but hey, it's wrestling. They can write their own rules.
And the botch, with the key. And
So yeah, we'll get to it. So after the top of the ramp, Roman Reigns has the handcuffs, and then Kevin Owens, grabs the handcuffs and handcuffs Roman to under the what do you call it, the pole there, and he's stuck. And I love that Roman's getting desperate. I love the spot where he grabbed the ref and slammed them into the wall.
Steel, area.
Yeah, and knocked him out. So I was like, it shows head of the table. He is desperate to keep that championship. So good spot there. Another ref comes running out, and at that same time, Paul Heyman comes out with the other keys, the handcuff keys, and tries to get him done. And this was a little bit of a botch. He was taking a little bit too long to open up the handcuffs, and technically the ref had the stall. Like he was getting up to like 5, 6, and you could tell Paul Heyman was kind of fumbling the keys and not able to do it fast enough. So the ref had to kind of stall. So I know it wasn't perfectly done. I thought maybe for effect he should have came up with like bolt cutters and like and just quickly cut it and just get it off him.
Right.
But anyway, he finally got the handcuffs off and then puts Kevin Owens in the guillotine and then knocked him out. And then Kevin Owens didn't make the 10 count. So I don't know. Did you think that was a little bit anticlimactic finish though?
Not at all. Like I could tell it was about to be over, like within a minute. So
with the keys and everything.
Yeah, it was just a matter of getting the keys off. So like I was more than fine with it because I thought the match delivered. I wasn't analyzing it that heavy.
Yeah, no, but overall, like I said, very fun match. I enjoyed it, and now what's next for Roman Reigns? That's yet to be seen. WrestleMania. I mean, he's 3-0 against Kevin Owens, so unfortunate for Kevin Owens. He's done. He's had his time to win the title. He's got to move on now.
Yeah.
Next up was the men's Royal Rumble match, and we'll go power through this real quick. So number 1 was Edge. So backstage night before they announced that Randy Orton was 1 and Edge was 2, but then the night of this show, they switched it and made Edge number 1. So
they're both the same spot.
I mean, that's exactly the thing. It's like, was it Rey Mysterio was the only one to technically win it from the number 2 spot? Any other time, the number 1 person who wins, you make them number 1. It's like, it's so rare someone wins from number 2 because you ultimately start at the same time. So it's a little odd. But Randy Orton was 2. Sami Zayn came out number 3 with his whole conspiracy camera crew. Number 4, Mustafa Ali. Jeff Hardy. Mustafa. Jeff Hardy at number 5. Dolph Ziggler number 6. Shinsuke Nakamura at number 7. Big surprise here, a returning Carlito.
And he looked jacked.
Cool. He did look jacked.
And there was rumors he was going to show up on the first Raw of the new year.
He was on Raw tonight.
Yeah, he was on Raw tonight, but he was supposed to be at Raw that first Legends night, but he couldn't make it for travel schedule. He said like he didn't want to travel all the way out there just to do a cameo in a hallway. So
I also saw that he said that he wasn't actually invited.
Oh, really? God.
Yeah, like they just put it on a flyer and he wasn't actually called. So you pick who you want to believe.
Yeah. Well, so he looked, like I said, amazing and jacked here. Looked great. Came out with the apple, and I was kind of worried. I was like, oh my God, don't do the spitting angle. We're in a pandemic. You can't do spitting. Shinsuke grabbed the apple. Carlito grabs it back, and they throw it, and they just start brawling. So I was like, okay, good. Oh, much better. I'm like, okay. Number 9, Xavier Woods comes out and, has, continues on his interaction with Mustafa Ali. Number 10, Mustafa Ali. Big E comes out, and we should say earlier in the night they had that segment with the New Day. Kofi Kingston returned. Even though he's not cleared to wrestle, he showed up in ring gear, and all 3 of them had the Brody Lee tribute attire on. So I thought that was really cool. And then number 11 was John Morrison. Number 12 was Ricochet. Which Ricochet, I was kind of surprised because didn't he lose the match to get into the Royal Rumble, the qualifier match? But all of a sudden he's in it now. So,
well, someone could have been, called out.
Yeah, and so that was the thing. I know we're already halfway through this, but so it was kind of obvious. Keith Lee was not present. Jey Uso was not present in the match. So there's a lot of people questioning what happened. And obviously the times that we're in, when someone doesn't show up on TV, you kind of fear something's going on in regards to the pandemic, but this is all alleged. I mean, I know Mia Yim posted on Twitter the other day that she tested positive for COVID, and that's Keith Lee's girlfriend. So
disgusting.
It's nothing official, but I mean, just, you kind of connect the dots and kind of put 2 and 2 together. Maybe something happened. So, wish everyone a speedy recovery. And,
well, I mean, even if they live together, so if she's got it, he's been in contact with someone that has it, so he can't be in contact with other people.
Exactly. So
he has to quarantine whether he's got it or not.
Yeah. So number 13 was Elias. Number 14 was Damian Priest.
And he was the only one from NXT for the men to compete in the Rumble.
Which was interesting. Like, the women's NXT division has strong presence in the women's match.
They always do that, though, the last couple of years. Like, the NXT men's division is barely... Like, they choose... Like, Adam Cole was the one that one year, and Pete Dunne was last year or the year before, and it was just like... They never grab because they have so many men anyway on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But hey, he looks great in the ring, man. Damian Priest,
he was a stud.
You know, and he had I'm happy for him.
It did not. I know I'm spoiling the next person, but it did not look like it shouldn't have happened when he threw out Kane. Like, that looked right to me. Something about that was just because Kane's the most dominant Royal Rumble competitor ever. Like, Austin's won 3 Rumbles, but like Kane's eliminated the most amount of people. So.
I know. When I rewatched that 2001 Rumble, I forgot that Kane came in at the 3rd spot or 4th spot and lasted to the very end, and he had all those eliminations. So even though he didn't win, he had an amazing, strong performance.
Took a bunch of chair shots to get him out of the ring,
and Austin was bleeding because Triple H, jumped him before he came out to the ring. Oh God, such a great Royal Rumble! I forgot. I've not seen that in so many years. So
it's in my top 5. It's in my top 5.
Yeah. No,
Haku.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Haku came back. Yeah.
Who was on Nitro the same week?
Was he?
Oh, that's
he won
right.
the WCW Hardcore title, and his contract lapsed, and then he just showed up in the Rumble. I don't think WCW even noticed he wasn't there.
Oh my God, that's so hysterical.
That was one of the many downfalls of WCW at that time.
Yeah. So, but Damian Priest. So spoiler alert, he showed up on Raw tonight. So, I'm guessing he's going to be on Raw now. So good for him. He had his last match against Karrion Kross on NXT at New Year's Evil, and now he's moving on up. So, kudos to Damian Priest. Very happy for him. Miz at number 15, which we saw earlier in the night. Him and Morrison were trying to persuade Bad Bunny, who performed on the show.
Yeah, dude, what was that all about?
Listen.
I've never even heard of that person.
I've never heard of him
heard
either.
of him before, but it's like, to me, I'm not to sound like that old, outdated guy, but like, I did not get that music. I was like, what is going on here?
We're boomers.
So anyway, Miz and Morrison are trying to persuade him to join Booker T, which the song was about Booker T. He comes in the backstage segment and tells him to get out of there.
That was not Booker T, though. That was G.I. Bro.
Which I thought he was dressed. I thought Booker T was going to enter the Rumble. He should have. Get rid of Ricochet. You lost your qualifier match. Where Ricochet was, that should have been Booker T right there.
Wow, Danny. Tell us how you really feel.
I thought Mr. Oh, they're not using Ricochet, right? All of a sudden, let's throw the legend in there.
Yes, exactly.
The tables have turned.
But Miz comes in, and so Riddle at number 16, Daniel Bryan at number 17.
Oh, they look like they were having fun in there, those two.
Oh, yeah, Riddle and Daniel Bryan. Like, they were like getting into like submission holds in the middle of the ring.
And they were just duking it out.
Samoa Joe's getting amped up for that.
That was my favorite part of the Rumble right there.
Kane at number 18. Good to see Kane in there. And as you said, Damian Priest eliminated him. So, which is, good, what's the word? Give him a good rub there. So, for Damian Priest. King Corbin at number 19. Otis at number 20.
Oh, yeah.
So my dad came in the room when Otis came in. He's like, oh, that guy, he should win. No one's going to be able to lift him. But then
that rule has only happened once in the WWE.
Was it Big Show or
Yokozuna?
Yeah. So he's in there and he gets on the corner and King Corbin eliminates him. And my dad's like, what? Because he only lasted not even a minute, 53 seconds. Oh. So my dad was like, what? Otis is gone already? So, and then Dominic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to see Mandy now. So Dominic Mysterio at number 21. Bobby Lashley, number 22. He had a strong performance. It took 4 guys to eliminate him.
He threw Dominic out like a rag doll.
I know. Yeah, that was funny. Dominic, like, I don't know, man. Like, I know. Good for Dominic. He's taking advantage of the time on SmackDown, but it's
he's just getting roughed up around WWE on SmackDown.
Who cares? He's a rookie.
Yeah, I know.
Number 20. Number 23 was Hurricane Helms, so it was cool seeing him.
Oh yeah.
I hated him getting thrown out because he landed on his ankle, and I was wondering, is that the one that he destroyed?
Oh no!
Yeah.
He's got like 9 screws in one of his ankles.
Oh really?
He got into a motorcycle accident, and his foot turned all the way around.
Ooh! What year was this? Was this like?
That's when he left WWE.
Oh, so when he was like kind of heelish, just when he dropped the Hurricane gimmick, and was like the heel. Oh, when he was like cruiserweight champion, right?
It was after that. He got let go. When he got let go, he got into a motorcycle accident. And there's photos of it. It's disgusting.
Oh my God. Well, he tried to
Google it, people. If you don't like that, send your hate tweets over to Baby Huey on Twitter.
Or send him pictures of Jason Pierre-Paul when he got the M80 or
No, I don't want to see that hand.
When he got his hand mangled.
It's a football player in the New York Giants who a few years ago blew up his hand on 4th of July and had like 3 fingers left, and there was photos.
Wow, what an idiot.
It's a graphic photo.
But it was a Hurricane. He tried to do the double choke slam, and they threw him out. So I like seeing Big E and Bobby Lashley go at, both like the mid-card titles on each show. Like 2 powerhouses going at it. That was cool. Number 24, Christian makes a big return.
Very cool.
Where's very cool.
Peeps?
I mean, that's
Captain Charisma.
As Thunderdome, as great as it is, as far as trying to best emulate a live audience with the Thunderdome screens, this is a moment I wish the fans were there. Kind of get that same pop that like Edge got last year. But it was very cool seeing Christian show up in the match. And, a lot of people, when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, can he take a bump? Because, last year with Randy Orton like tried to punt him very softly. And, with this concussion, so, ended his career early 7 years ago. And I was like, can he still wrestle? And he started taking bumps, and I was surprised. Now, today on a Monday, the reports are from Mike Johnson over PW Insider. He says that Christian's actually been secretly cleared for the last week, and he went to a visit in Pittsburgh to get cleared. And he's going to have a part-time schedule, looks like, with WWE moving forward. So I'm excited for him. I don't know. You'll probably use him maybe for a WrestleMania match at some point, maybe SummerSlam later on in the year. So you just think about him and Edge, those type of guys. They're probably going to be safe for like the big 4 pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. But I'm super happy to see Christian back in the fold. Could we maybe see Edge and Christian reunite one more time for a tag title, 5-minute or 5-second pose? The possibilities are pretty endless. And I know a lot of people, you're thinking maybe he can fight Big E for the Intercontinental Championship because they were supposed to have a match 7 years ago. That never happened because that's when he got his concussion and had to retire. So
many possibilities.
Yeah, so I'm super happy for Christian that he's returning. So good for him. Number 25 was AJ Styles, comes out with Amos. Yeah. And then Rey Mysterio number 26. And so, Richard, what'd you think? Like Rey Mysterio got eliminated by Amos. Like he was picking guys up and throwing them out. And like, how's that legal, man?
There's only one rule to the Rumble, and that's to have the person you're throwing at have both feet touch the floor.
Exactly.
Hey, Mil Mascaras eliminated himself one year.
Because he didn't want to be eliminated by anyone.
Was that the 97
No
Rumble?
No yob.
No. Now, let me ask you this. So, I forgot. Macho Man in the 92 Rumble, he jumped over the ropes to beat up Jake the Snake, and then Undertaker kept pulling him back in, throwing him back in the ring. He technically got eliminated, but he lasted like towards the final 4, whatever it was. So
Undertaker was doing that, though, because of the funeral parlor segment that they had.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I gotta look at it.
There was a 3-way feud going on there.
Yeah.
But what was the reasoning that Macho Man could keep continuing when he eliminated himself by jumping over?
Maybe the referees didn't see. I don't know.
I forgot. I gotta look it up. How they got past that. But
well, if the referees didn't see it, but the announcer saw it because it's on their screen, that's your explanation.
Yeah. So Sheamus comes in at number 27. Then Sheamus number 28. So a little bit of a bar reunion we saw happen right there. That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Seth Rollins, big surprise return. Seth Rollins
with his dad bod.
Dad bod. He's had the baby with Becky Lynch last month. So back from paternity leave, number 29. And then Braun Strowman at number 30. So they start battling it out. Braun, he got 3 eliminations, so he was booked pretty strong here, getting some time in, and then so down to the final 4, it was Braun, Christian, Edge, and Seth Rollins. And I like how Seth Rollins told Braun, like, we're the young guys, let's take out the old guys here. And Edge and Christian are standing there, and they start going back and forth. And one thing about this match that I enjoyed, this one, even the women's match, they didn't overdo it with a lot of those gimmicky scenarios where, you know, they're outside the ring and they're like running across the barricade or standing on the steps. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Kofi or John Morrison kind of overdone it the last few years. Casey, what's it? Canzaro. She's done that. So, like, I think sometimes that's cool, but when you overdo it, it's like, okay, you're really kind of bending the rules a lot. I'm glad that both matches this year didn't really overdo that at all.
Yeah.
So down to the final four, and oh my God, I should before I forget. So Randy Orton early on in the match, you know, had the knee injury outside, so the refs take him away. A lot of people are like, oh my God, is he really hurt? Is this a work? Is this a shoot? You could tell it's a work when the cameras really focus on them and follow them as they're walking out. If it's a shoot, they would not try to advertise it and have the cameras on them.
Yeah.
No, focus on the ring here, not this action. But the fact that they really focus on him is like, okay, this is part of the story here.
Yeah.
So anyway, down to the final four. They eliminate Christian, and then who was the last one? Edge eliminates Seth Rollins, or excuse me, Edge and Christian eliminate Braun Strowman, and then Christian gets eliminated by Seth Rollins.
Yep.
And so now it's down to Seth Rollins and Edge here.
Yeah.
And man, I'm like, I don't know who it is. Like, you know, Edge has been there since the number one spot. Seth Rollins is the returning guy. I was like, oh my God, would they actually let Seth Rollins win here? Could he go take on his former Shield partner, Roman Reigns? Like, I'm already thinking of the storylines in my head already, what they can write here. But the back and forth, and Edge eliminated Seth Rollins. And I thought, yay, awesome. But then all of a sudden, Randy Orton comes running in, RKO's Edge. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to eliminate him. But then Edge was able to counter and then eliminate Randy Orton, become the official winner of the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble match. Super happy moment for Edge. I think it was like, 11 years to the day that he won his last Royal Rumble match. So,
yeah,
congrats to him. Big moment. You can see the excitement in his face as well. But yeah, your thoughts, Richard, of Edge winning it all?
I mean, congratulations. It's like, it was a very good match.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm happy for him. And now, I don't know where they're going to go moving forward. Does Edge challenge Drew McIntyre? Does he challenge Roman Reigns?
Someone on Twitter said, should I name drop or?
No.
They were thinking about possibly having Sheamus versus Drew at WrestleMania, and Edge will go after Roman Reigns.
Well, if you were watching Raw tonight, you'd know that Edge has already challenged Drew McIntyre.
Okay, then.
Well, no,
that's what I was speculating.
No, he showed up in the ring, so this is a little jumping ahead. So he showed up in the ring, he says he doesn't know who he's going to choose yet, and he says, Drew, be careful, you got a lot of people coming after you. Sheamus comes out, and then Sheamus bro kicks Drew McIntyre, and so Sheamus turned heel on his buddy.
Let's look at it though. Would you rather see Edge against Drew or Edge against Roman?
So I think Edge versus Drew would benefit Raw as far as just the star power.
What do you want to see more? I don't care about what benefits the show.
I mean, for me personally, I would love to see Roman versus Edge. I think that'd be fun. But I get it. Why?
Do you see Edge beating Roman?
No. So you think Edge should go up against Drew because he has a better chance of winning the championship?
I just think when you look at it right now, it doesn't look like anyone's beating Roman.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll probably get the Elimination Chamber to figure out who his opponent's going to be. So
I would rather see McIntyre and Edge because just you look at the entire story McIntyre had with Goldberg, and since Drew doesn't allegedly respect the people that came before him, I think that would look right for Edge, I think.
I also think it helps build McIntyre because Roman doesn't need to wrestle another legend like that, where Drew is taking on, Goldberg and Brock, and it's like,
Randy Orton.
Those are great guys, but, Roman wrestled The Undertaker at a WrestleMania and beat him. So it's like, he doesn't need it as much as Drew needs an opponent like that. And I think it would be cool to either have Edge beat Drew or for Drew to beat Edge to have another, notch on his belt.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
too.
even though it's going to be two baby faces going at it, it still could be a much more compelling storyline to play out on Raw. So, I mean, I'm all for that. It should be a lot of fun. But yeah, if Edge wins, I think maybe the goal is they want Edge to win the championship, get back the title he never lost 10 years ago.
Yes.
At WrestleMania again. Cool on a big stage. Even though I'm bummed at the thought of that, Drew McIntyre losing the championship, but
he's had a great run.
Yeah, exactly. And so then he'll go on another chase for it. So, but yeah, no, overall, a very fun Royal Rumble match here. A lot of fun stuff to talk about and look back on. And I think the booking was very strong throughout the show. All the surprises. I think I'm glad they didn't overdo it with a lot of legends and stuff. They really focused on the current roster. And, it was cool, man. I had a lot of fun here.
It was fun.
I'm sure someone out there will do a ranking of where this ranks on the all-time greats, Rumbles. Richard, you said, the 2001 Rumble was in your top 5. Do you know off the top of your head, like, who were some of your favorite Rumble matches overall?
92 Flair.
Okay.
That's my number 1.
Yep. Just watching that again, seeing the number of legends and Hall of Famers in that match is insane.
And the ones who've competed in the NWA before.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, just the NWA alumni in that match is insane as well. And just all the people who won titles and, it was like the crossing point of the old guard versus the new guard,
Yes,
new
it
generation.
was.
So
The changing of the guard.
yeah, it was so cool.
So I'd say 92. I'd say the first Women's Royal Rumble. That'd be my second.
And what year was that? The first from
4 years or 3 years ago. So
3 years ago.
2018?
2018?
No,
God.
17,
2017, that's right.
No, 18, 19, 20, 21. 2018.
Right, okay.
2001.
Yep.
98, because I was there.
Where was that one at?
Yeah.
San
It was
Jose,
at-
Shark Tanks.
Yeah,
And that's where Austin won?
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
I remember
so
that.
Cool.
And oh God, I would probably have to go 2002 with Kurt Hennig and Triple H winning. And
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I mean, I like the ones Austin won.
that is probably the biggest pop Triple H ever got. So
Yeah. Was it 95? Michaels won, but like British Bulldog thought he won, and he came back in, and then eliminated British Bulldog. That was a really good one as
And
well.
97 was a controversial one because Austin didn't.
he was
Austin
eliminated, but they didn't see it.
Yes.
So Austin got in and threw out Brett.
Right.
And then the WWE office decided that Austin, what he did was dastardly. And that's what started the Austin and Brett feud.
Yes. Yes, that's the one I
Because
remember.
Brett was supposed to win it.
Yeah. So, man, a lot of great memories here. I mean, maybe if we have time, maybe we do some retro reviews for some of these great Royal
Who
Rumbles.
won the first Royal Rumble?
Big John Studd.
Hacksaw.
Jim Duggan.
Was that
Hacksaw.
Hacksaw? Oh,
1988.
okay. Studd was the second one.
Second one.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
So many great Royal Rumble matches. So yeah, we can talk more about that maybe another time. But yeah, man, great show. And here we are, road to WrestleMania. Probably our favorite time of the year right now. The next couple of months are gonna be a lot of fun with the build up, and can't wait to bring all the Kliqsters, all the great coverage out there. So looking
And
forward to it.
Here's another fact about the first Royal Rumble. It was televised on the USA Network.
And it was not the main event, right?
And
Yeah.
what was it countering?
The NWA had their Bunkhouse Stampede, I think it was. That was in New York.
Yeah. So
I still don't understand that match.
That was at the Nassau Coliseum, I believe.
yeah. So let's see. So yeah, no, very fun. So no, looking forward to see what WWE has up their sleeve for the next couple months. So on that note, let's start wrapping things up. Richard, where can the Kliqsters find you online?
Sorry, I had a stroke. The Kliqsters can find me on Instagram at Pro Wrestling 101 and send your hate tweets to Baby Huey on Twitter. That's my Twitter account. So if you didn't like anything I said, be sure to call me out using the worst language you can use without Twitter censoring you.
That's not my Twitter.
Yeah, I know. It's my Twitter.
Yes.
At Baby Huey on Twitter is my account.
Tommy, where do the Kliqsters find you?
Well, you can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at IronFist1982. So give me a follow.
Hey, Tommy, where can people send their hate tweets for you?
Baby Huey.
Damn it. I'm Baby Huey. Follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official, Twitter and Instagram at Baby Huey 83. So, but Sid, send your stuff to Richard at Baby Huey. So,
Yeah, my Twitter account is at Baby Huey 83. So send your hate tweets there.
damn it. So, and as always, please remember to subscribe, rate, comment, leave a review on Apple Podcasts stream there. Thank you to everyone who has been rating stuff. Subscribe to us on YouTube, listen there. Subscribe to us on all the major podcast platforms, inthekliq@gmail.com. Buy the merch over at Teespring. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line because Huey said so.